Hotep, namaste. I'm on the road driving through Mexico. I can't even remember the name of the town I'm headed to, but it really looked like Arizona or Texas or something. Check it out. Yeah, man. Trying to goddamn get to where this beachfront is where we can stop and hang for about a month or two. Man, let me tell you what happened yesterday, bro. So, the worst thing happened the first day in Mexico that I even ever could have thought. But it turned out that, it wasn't even nowhere near bad like people portray it could be. But so we were trying to go to like this huge lake they got in Hermosillo. And so the navigation had me take some turns that, man, we ended up in a goddamn barrio. I'm talking about, bro, we ended up in a spot where, well, on television, motherfuckers look like they walking around with choppers. You know what I'm saying? Like they on some killer shit. Like dirt roads, nothing but lumpy hills and dirt roads and shit. And it was like right by the city, like one turn, and we ended up in like the ghetto in that area. So my buddy, he pulls a camper. I got a van, so when I saw like every turn I made, it was getting deeper and deeper into like into the hood. I was like, oh shit. So I turned around real quick and was facing him, and I'm telling him, back out. We got not CBs, but we have walkie-talkies. You know what I'm saying? I bought walkie-talkies a long time ago because I just felt like, they was going to be useful. So they end up being useful. So he get one and I have one, and we can talk to each other vehicle to vehicle while we followed each other. But anyway, so he pulled up in there with this fucking camper, man, not listening. I'm telling him to bag back down so he won't end up getting stuck. He pulled up in there and can't get turned around, man. Then he was like, I'm gonna go down this little road right here and see if I can get turned around down this road up here. I'm like, bruh, don't pull down that fucking road, man. So he was like, man, I gotta figure out how to get turned around. So he pulled down this road. It's a tighter fit than where he was at. So he can't even bag back down. He bagging into folks' fence. All kind of shit, man. So I'm like, bruh. So a couple of Mexican dudes come out. Luckily, one of them was an older guy, and then the other guy, he was around probably maybe my age, maybe younger, maybe 38, 39. But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, we finna have a fucking issue. You know what I'm saying? Because by looking at the area, you know what I'm saying, like you would think, you finna deal with some real fucked up, you finna deal with some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we had to unhook his camper, turn that motherfucker around by hand, and then goddamn, you know what I'm saying, then get the truck around the camper to hook it back up. So he done bagged in the gates, fences. Luckily, it wasn't nothing he knocked down or nothing. So, you know what I'm saying, I ended up giving the dude 1,000 pesos and 20 American, because I was just like, man, I appreciate this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was really expecting the worst. But luckily, dude wasn't even on that, man. So you can't stereotype a lot of shit. But now he was trying to show us where we could park down at the bottom of the hill. But I saw the police like right up the road on somebody. So I'm telling him now, man, we appreciate you, man, but we're going to go to a truck stop. You know what I'm saying? Till we get figured out. Plus it's night. Now, it done took us 2 or 3 hours, so the sun done went down. And luckily it wasn't like pitch black yet. It was dusk dark. But I'm telling you now, man, I appreciate you. So my dude, I'm from the streets, man. I was born and raised in the hood. I'm from the streets. I've been in, prison and all kind of shit. But none of that shit didn't mean nothing yesterday, man. Like, I was annoyed as hell, man, because I really was expecting the worst. But you know what I'm saying? That's why you don't judge people or situations until that shit pop off. Because dude was like real courteous and cool about the shit. But once I hit him with that money, he was like, man, I got a ranch y'all can stay on. And I'm like, nah, we good. Just because it was cool for that situation, once he know how we got money, his whole thought process could change. Which I'm not going to say prejudge and say it was. He may did have a cool little ranch or whatever. But I don't take chances like that. You know what I'm saying? We got out of that situation without getting harmed. So, I'm going to just go on the run with it. So we ended up going to a spot that was 50 pesos to stay overnight. And you could pull inside the back of the building inside a gate. 50 pesos is $2.69, man. So it was overnight for $2.50. You can't beat that with a ball bat, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, the shit was insane. I'm talking about like, it looked like Brazil, the ghettos, the city of God in Brazil, man. What we had pulled up in. So, you can't prejudge people, man. Like, especially according to how they live or the living conditions that they under. I saw the wires that was hooking up to the little huts and shit. Looked like somebody climbed up there and hooked up their own electricity and wires, man. It was wild out. But now we headed to this area. It's like an hour and a half down the highway where it's a beach at. And I didn't record none of the burial because I was just like, bro, my mind was so boggled with what could happen that I didn't even think to even pull the phone out and record nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I might have learned to start recording because I haven't been putting content up. So I'm about to get where I start putting content up on a regular basis and just record every damn thing. But hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was annoyed as hell. But it turned out okay. We back on the road. We good. 1,000 pesos is probably I don't know. Probably $1 American is $18 pesos. So if I gave him 1,000, it's probably like $60, $70, $80 or something. It might be 100, but it was worth it to get up out that fucking situation, bro. And it was worth it to get that man that, what I'm saying, he went and got his wife and everything, introduced his wife to us, and he had his kid in the car, and I was just like, that must have been a good little lick for, 1,000 pesos for him. So, but he had a Tacoma, like my buddy, but his shit was a little nicer than my buddy's. But yeah, man, like, I'm out here though, man. Like, I'm traveling. I'm headed to Costa Rica, but, I want to go around Mexico and experience some of Mexico before I decide to go on to the next country. Because the next country, I believe, is Guatemala or either Honduras. I believe it's Guatemala. Because I know Mexicans and Guatemalans beef with each other. They don't really care for each other too much. Look at that shit, middle of nowhere. hope I got that on camera. Actually, I'm moving so fast. But like you'll just see random spots like this. Yeah, but you can just be riding down this highway and out of nowhere, a taco stand and just be right there, like in the middle of no damn place. Or burritos and all that. I put up a video the other day where I had ate fish and shrimp tacos at this place. So I really did expect it. And it was like $11, man. I had about 6 tacos. So I'm thinking this shit gonna be like, you know, just some regular good sized tacos. They wasn't, man. It was like, man, the plate was it was so much food for $11 that I was just like, bro, I can't even eat this shit. No way I can eat all this. So, but I'm loving this down here, man. I ain't gonna even lie. I got out of that snow, and now I'm up here in, down here, where it's like 78, 79 degrees. I bet the summertime be hot as shit, though. But right now in the spring, you know, it's cool at night where you can sleep. You can sleep good at night where it's just the right temperature to sleep with a little fan on you. In the daytime, it ain't been so hot that it's like, I got my air on right now though, but it ain't been so hot that it's like unbearably hot. It's not even been like that yet, you know. And it may not get like that because there's a lot of ocean around Mexico and Guatemala and all these other places. But I'm just checking in, man. When I get down here, I'm gonna break out the if we can find a place that we can park for a few days, I'm gonna break out the GoPro and go out here on the ocean, man, and let y'all check out this little town I'm going to. I'll tell you what town it is once I get down here, because I can't even remember the name of it. But yeah, stay tuned. Things is gonna get better on my page. Subscribe, share, comment. I will comment back. You know, it's all love, man. Peace.